December 6th, 1989, Bogota, Colombia. It is 7:30 in the morning. The city is slowly waking up. The air is cold and crisp. Thousands of people are rushing to work. Parents are holding the hands of their young children. Street vendors are selling hot coffee. It looks like a perfectly normal Wednesday, but a massive shadow is moving through the busy streets. A large, heavy passenger bus slowly turns the corner. It is driving toward the local headquarters of the DAS. The DAS is the National Secret Police. They are the equivalent of the American FBI. Their headquarters is a giant 14-story concrete fortress. The driver of the bus stays very calm. He looks closely at the armed guards standing outside the building. He slowly pulls the heavy bus right next to the front doors. He parks it directly on the busy street. He turns off the loud engine. He calmly opens the front doors. He steps down onto the concrete sidewalk. He does not look back. He just walks away. He blends perfectly into the massive morning crowd. Inside the heavy metal frame of the bus, there are no passengers. There are no normal seats. There is only 500 kilograms of pure military-grade dynamite. Over 1,000 pounds of absolute destruction. A hidden timer ticks quietly in the dark. Seconds later, the earth breaks open. A blinding flash of yellow fire completely erases the street. How did this happen? What happens next? But this didn't start here.
To understand this horrific morning, we have to look inside the fortress. We have to look at the man sitting in the highest office. His name is General Miguel Maza Marquez. He is the tough, fearless director of the secret police, and he is the absolute most hunted man in the entire country. Maza is a career cop. He is extremely smart. He is incredibly strict. He is leading the brutal fight against the most dangerous criminals on the planet. He is hunting the powerful leaders of the Medellin cartel. He is hunting Pablo Escobar. Before we go deeper, make sure you're subscribed. We post stories like this every single day. At this time, Escobar is a furious billionaire. He is used to getting absolutely everything he wants. His famous rule is very simple: silver or lead. You take his dirty bribe money or you take a deadly bullet. He has successfully bought hundreds of local cops. He has bought powerful politicians. He has bought judges. But he cannot buy General Miguel Maza Marquez. Maza absolutely refuses to take the dirty cartel money. He refuses to look the other way. He sends his secret agents to raid Escobar's hidden drug labs. He freezes the cartel's bank accounts. He arrests the top cartel hitmen. Maza is a massive, solid brick wall standing directly in Escobar's path. But that was only the beginning. Escobar has a massive, highly fragile ego. He simply cannot stand being challenged. He feels deeply insulted by the brave general. He wants Maza completely erased from the map. Earlier in the year, Escobar tried to kill Maza for the very first time. He sent a powerful car bomb to hit the general's moving convoy. The heavy explosion ripped through the city streets. It completely destroyed several vehicles. It killed innocent bystanders. But Maza miraculously survived. His heavily armored car saved his life. Maza walked away from the burning wreckage without a single scratch. Escobar was absolutely furious. His grand, violent plan had completely failed. The failure made him look incredibly weak, and a cartel boss can never, ever look weak. He knew this could destroy everything. If Maza survived, other brave cops would start fighting back. Escobar decided he needed to send a much louder message. He decided a simple car bomb was no longer enough. He needed a weapon of mass destruction. What happened next shocked everyone. Escobar called his top explosive experts. He gave them unlimited dirty cash. He gave them a terrifying, impossible order. He did not just want to destroy Mazza's heavy armored car. He wanted to instantly kill every single secret police officer inside. He wanted to wipe out the entire agency with one push of a button. To do this, his men needed massive amounts of high explosives. They bought a large, regular city transport bus. They gutted the inside. They carefully packed it with 500 kilograms of pure dynamite. They wired it with deadly precision. The cartel hitmen were incredibly nervous. Driving a giant rolling bomb through the busy capital city was a suicide mission. If they hit a bad pothole, the bus could explode. If the police pulled them over, the bus could explode. The pressure was absolutely suffocating. But they were much more terrified of Pablo Escobar than they were of the giant bomb. They strictly followed his dark orders. There was no way back now.
And that's when everything changed. The morning of December 6th arrives. The deadly bus is ready. The cold driver grips the large steering wheel. His hands are sweating heavily. He drives slowly. He respects every single traffic light. He cannot afford a single mistake. He navigates through the crowded, narrow streets of Bogotá. He passes by innocent school children. He passes by women buying fresh bread. He passes by hard-working men waiting for their daily trains. He feels absolutely no mercy. He finally sees the giant gray DOS building in the near distance. The tall building represents the final shield of the Colombian government. General Mazza Marquez takes a deep breath. He slowly steers the heavy bus toward the front entrance. Security outside the secret police building is incredibly tight. There are heavily armed guards standing near the concrete barriers. But it is the middle of the busy morning rush hour. Hundreds of regular cars are moving through the street. He blends in perfectly with the chaotic city traffic. He smoothly parks the bus right against the curb. He carefully sets the hidden explosive timer. He opens the door. He steps out. He quickly walks away and completely disappears into the massive sea of people. But he had no idea what was coming. General Mazza Marquez is inside his private office. His office is located on a high floor of the massive building. He is sitting at his heavy wooden desk. He is drinking his morning coffee. He is quietly reading a stack of highly classified reports. Outside, on the busy street, a young mother is walking her small child to school. A local street vendor is selling hot food to the passing workers. A secretary is typing happily near the front glass windows. The hidden timer inside the parked bus hits 0. The blast is truly beyond human comprehension. 500 kilograms of dynamite violently explodes all at once. It creates a massive, deep crater in the solid concrete street. The crater is 50 feet wide. It is 10 feet deep. The unbelievable shock wave travels at supersonic speed. It instantly vaporizes the heavy bus. It completely blows the entire front face off the 14-story DOS building. Thick, heavy concrete walls shatter like cheap, fragile glass. The violent shockwave heavily hits the surrounding city blocks. Over 300 commercial stores are completely destroyed in a single second. Thousands of glass windows absolutely shatter for miles around. The deafening sound echoes aggressively across the entire capital city. A massive, dark mushroom cloud of thick gray smoke and red fire rises high into the morning sky. It looks exactly like a brutal war zone.
For a few seconds, there is absolute dead silence. The ringing in the ears of the survivors blocks out all sound. Then the screams begin. Pure, unfiltered human agony fills the thick, dusty air. The street is completely unrecognizable. It is covered in burning metal, heavy broken concrete, and shattered glass. 52 innocent people are killed almost instantly. More than 600 people are severely injured and heavily bleeding. The young mother on the sidewalk is gone. The hard-working street vendor is gone. Dozens of brave secret police officers are crushed under the massive falling rubble. Sirens begin to scream wildly from every single direction. Fire trucks desperately rush to the chaotic scene. Ambulances simply cannot drive down the street because it is completely blocked by massive burning debris. Doctors and nurses physically run through the burning rubble to save lives. It is an absolute waking nightmare. She felt trapped under the heavy stones. He felt trapped in the burning cars. The entire country watches the television news in total silent horror. But that was only the beginning. Deep inside the heavily destroyed DAS building, the dust is extremely thick. Emergency rescue workers desperately dig through the broken concrete. They are urgently looking for General Massa Marquez. They aggressively push through the broken doors of his private office. The beautiful office is completely destroyed. The large windows are blown out. The heavy ceiling has collapsed. But standing right in the middle of the terrible ruins is General Massa. He is covered in thick gray dust. He is lightly bleeding from small cuts, but he is alive. He is completely intact. Escobar had heavily miscalculated. Massa's specific office had been secretly reinforced with extra thick armor plating. The powerful blast ripped the entire building apart, but the heavy armor saved the general's life for the second time. Escobar had brutally murdered 52 innocent people. He had heavily injured 600 more. He had completely destroyed hundreds of small businesses, but he entirely failed to kill his primary target. What happened next shocked everyone. Pablo Escobar thought this massive, horrific explosion would finally break the government. He firmly believed the deep terror would force them to immediately surrender. He completely thought they would violently drop the strict extradition treaty just to stop the daily bombings. He thought pure fear would win the long war. But he was absolutely wrong. The massive DAS building bombing did not break the brave Colombian people. It completely woke them up. The heavy shock of the innocent deaths quickly turned into pure, unstoppable public rage. The regular people were no longer just afraid. They were absolutely furious. They demanded absolute justice. They demanded a total, uncompromising war against the violent cartels. The government, fully backed by the deeply angry public, stopped holding back. The powerful military was completely unleashed on the city streets. The secret police were given extreme new legal powers to fiercely hunt. General Massa Marquez stood in front of the burning ruins of his own building. He looked directly into the news cameras. He did not show an ounce of fear. He clearly promised the entire bleeding nation that he would never, ever stop hunting Pablo Escobar. And that's when everything changed. The massive bomb was the absolute beginning of the end for the Medellin cartel. Escobar lost all of his remaining public support. The poor people who used to view him as a helpful hero now saw him as a ruthless, cold-blooded monster.
You absolutely cannot be a hero of the people when you blow up a city bus filled with innocent workers. The strict manhunt became absolute and relentless. The government heavily froze his secret bank accounts. They violently seized his massive luxury properties. They aggressively hunted down his most loyal hitmen, one by one. Escobar was eventually forced to hide in small, dirty houses. He spent his final years constantly running, deeply paranoid, and completely isolated from his loving family. The brave secret police never stopped chasing him. General Maza Marquez kept his firm promise. 4 years later, the heavy pressure finally broke the kingpin. Escobar was trapped on a dirty red roof in the city of Medellin. He tried desperately to run away. He was shot dead by the heavily armed police. The violent empire of fear finally collapsed into pure dust. The outcome of the 500-kilogram dynamite bus was extremely clear. The horrific blast permanently scarred the beautiful capital city. The families of the innocent victims never truly recovered from their massive, crushing grief. But the extreme violence completely failed to achieve its dark goal. It did not silence the brave secret police. It absolutely guaranteed the total destruction of the cartel. Escobar tried to violently bomb his way to absolute power, but his extreme cruelty only cemented his total, spectacular downfall. In the end, power always comes with a price. If you liked this video, make sure you subscribe and follow the channel. We upload new videos every single day. And trust me, the next story is even more intense, more surprising, and something you definitely don't want to miss. I'll see you in the next one.